Courtney McGuinn. We're here today at the FIX Trading EMEA Conference 2018. We just had our first talk of the day. How did you find it?
Oh, well, the turnout, number one, has been fantastic. We actually last night reached over 1,000 registrants, which is the highest number we've gotten so far, and it's actually appropriate, being that it is our 10-year anniversary. This morning, there was a lot of focus, obviously, on regulation. With the MiFID II deadline behind us now, FIX as a group has been actively working over the last 2 years. We've had numerous subgroups looking at various aspects, transaction reporting, trade reporting, the reference data space, execution quality, and really with that deadline, behind us, everybody was working to get their implementation set up. Now it's live and it's there, and obviously we see some issues that have popped up. So the beauty of FIX is getting all of and it's not just one, it's not just the sell side getting in a room together, it's not just the buy side getting in a room together, it's everybody getting around the table, the sell, the buy, the vendors, the exchanges, the regulators, and working through these issues together. I think some of what was discussed in this morning's session were an open discussion, from the members in the room. These are the issues we're seeing. The regulators kind of talking about going forward, what they're concentrating on. Obviously, some future changes to kind of ensure everybody's working together properly. So, I think that was a great kickoff, just to have a focus on the regulatory aspect, because regulatory kind of touches every topic and really sets the stage for the day.
Brilliant. And you say it's the 10th anniversary. How has it changed over the years? I mean, we've seen it change in just the last couple of years, how popular it is.
Yeah.
What have you seen from an organisational point of view?
Well, I was actually just last night looking at some of the statistics. So the very first one, 10 years ago, we had about half of the number of people attending, so around 500. The topics were, again, similar in the sense regulation was on there, but at that point in time it was MiFID I. MiFID I was just becoming a conversation. And now, here we are today concentrating on MiFID II. So I think that, back then it obviously was, the number was smaller in terms of the registrants, and we've doubled in size. The sponsors, you see the hall behind me here. We had about 20 sponsors back at that first conference. We have nearly 40 here today. So it's just been an incredible growth, and we're really proud of it.
Awesome. And this is obviously the EMEA version of the conference.
Yeah.
Do you see much of a difference between here and some of the other regions you work on? Obviously, US is coming up as well. For sure,
the London event is our biggest event globally, and I'd say the big highlight events are the London one, the Hong Kong event, which also has a pretty big turnout, and then we also have our event in New York, which is actually coming up in just a few weeks here. So it's great to kind of have some takeaways from today's event that we can then implement into the agenda for the New York event, which is, by the way, on April 9th, hosted by Goldman Sachs.
Good stuff, and we're all looking forward to it. Is there anything else in particular that you're looking forward to today, or is it now about just kind of...
I think the importance of today's event is really for us setting the agenda for the rest of the year as an organization. The thing about FIX is it covers the front to the back end of the trading process. Initially it was set up to cover equities, but now it's obviously grown to cover asset-backed derivatives, fixed income. I think, we've had a lot of success in the equity space. We need to have, I think fixed income is actually, there's two different time slots in today's agenda that's FIX and fixed income automating that space. So I think we'll see a lot of concentration on that within our working groups as we move forward. Obviously, again, with the two issues that have come up, addressing those. And then I think the thing out of today's event is what are the other hotspots or areas that our members want us to focus on, and I think we always do a good job at kind of taking the action items from today's event and really putting them into action for the rest of 2018.
Perfect. Courtney McGuinn, thank you ever so much. Really appreciate your time. Really appreciate you having us here. It's one of our favourite events, and long may it continue. We look forward to year 11, year 20 as well. So
we all do, yes.
All the best.
It was great. Thank you for coming.